Bloody hell, that finished quick. Hello, everyone. Hang on. Bloody hell. That caught me off guard. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Hookster Talks. Yes, we are back. Let's have a look at the title of the video first before we... Oh, yeah, okay, I got it. Hello from me and Mr. T... Is it me or is it Smokey in here? Let's put a wave on the camera a minute, perhaps it will clear. Is it my eyesight or does it look smoky? Fire! That'd be great, wouldn't it? Live on Hookster Talks. Hookster's house is on fire. It definitely looks smoky. Yeah, anyway, we will carry on. Hello, everyone, from TB the Bear. TB for Prime Minister. Get your votes in now. Put it in the comments. Hashtag TB for Prime Minister. This is the bear you need to vote for. This is the man that will get us through the next 2 years of shit. Yes, Mr. TB Bear. You know it makes sense, don't you, TB? Yes, he'll sort the country out. Bloody hell, it needs sorting out. Bloody hell, it needs sorting out, doesn't it? Anyway, let's put Mr. TB over there. Put the tablet on. See if anyone's joined us tonight. Probably not. Also, there's one other thing that I didn't have room to fit on that title of the video, which I want to talk about, which is quite interesting to anyone who's a fan of F1 YouTubers. Yeah. I only noticed it last night and I thought, that's very interesting. Anyway, we will continue with the messages. Mr. Will F1 is in the chat. No, I don't want to watch YouTube on my TV. How do I want to watch YouTube on my TV? Oh, unbelievable. I'm sitting here streaming and he wants to know if I want to watch on the TV. No, I don't. Go away. Sorry. I was getting off topic there. Will F1 says Liz Truss is a melt. Yes, she is. Well, it doesn't matter now because she's melted away. Oh, that was a dad joke. That was definitely a dad joke. First, well done. You are first. In fact, the whole government are melts. I agree. Lionel Plessy says, I was watching Pointless today. The subject was British Prime Ministers who served for 2 years or longer. Liz Truss couldn't make it on there. No, she couldn't, because she only lasted 44 days. In fact, the shortest premiership, I believe, on record. For fuck's sake, as I say in my videos, for fuck's sake. How long did it take to get her in the first place? 4 months, wasn't it? Like, bored us all to death over the summer, didn't they? With the campaign hustings and what have you. And, oh, yes, Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss battling with each other on the bloody telly for 4 months. 4 bloody months they battered us over here with that fucking old shit. And what happens? 44 days and she's gone. Well, that was a fucking waste of time, wasn't it? Really was. Matthew D'Souza says, AOR music copyrighted by X-Matty G and Fizzy Fan. Oh wait, it's not 2015 anymore. No, it isn't. Will says, the Moaning Yorkshireman for PM. Well, that's a controversial vote, but he can have my vote any day. The Moaning Yorkshireman for Prime Minister. Yuki Ide's in the chat. Well, hello, Mr. Yuki Ide. He says, Hookster. Thank you. It's me. Yes. Yes, indeed. Right, before we talk about all other usual shenanigans, let's talk about F1, which is basically the point of these streams. But unfortunately, we do seem to go off into a tangent. But that's good, because we will do, because there's not much F1 news to be reported. But we will get on with it right now. So F1 is back this week. And as the title of the video says, does anyone care? No, not really. Championship's over. Move along now. Move along. But yes, it is back this weekend at Austin, Texas for the USA Grand Prix. And I've seen in the news today that the FIA have introduced some rule changes for 2023. I did go through it, but I did start to fall asleep, I have to say, because some of them are really boring. Nothing really of anything apart from a tightening of regulations involving tractors on the circuit, which is, of course, in reference to Japan, which is always good news because that was definitely shouldn't have happened, and if they can tighten up procedures so that doesn't happen again, that's always good news. But there's a couple of other boring things. One of them was about cars, if they're left unattended for more than a few seconds, then the driver is deemed as being out of the Grand Prix. It was really nothing to write home about, but it's still getting smoky now. I hope we're going to be okay. I hope we're going to be okay. If it gets much worse, I might have to I want to go and check and see what's going on. But yeah, but definitely getting smoky here. Right, anyway, we will continue. Don't panic, everyone. I'm sure it'll be fine. So yeah, apart from that, it's all been pretty boring on the F1 front. So let's just have a look here. If I can just drag this across now so that you can see it. Oh, you can't, because I've got to do something first. I've got to turn my camera off. So here are the points currently before the next round of the championship in the USA. And I was just interested to see who do we think's going to end up second and third in the championship. As I say, not many people are really care about what's going on, but you know, it's interesting. Who do you think's going to finish second and third? Well, of course, the top contender is Sergio Perez at the moment in the course of Sister Red Bull. But he's only 1 point ahead of Charles Leclerc. I think Charles might actually nab that off of Sergio in these last few rounds, and he may end up in second position in the championship at the end. So it could be Charles, I think. Then I think Checo will be up there. George Russell, unfortunately, in fourth place. He's got quite a few points of a deficit to make up. It's not too bad, though, because, you know, you get 25 for a win. So, you know, if he managed to pull a rabbit out of the hat and actually get up there for a win, he could be right back in contention again. But at the moment, George Russell is definitely a rank outsider. So I'm going to predict and say Charles Leclerc's going to end up second in this championship with Sergio Perez in third place. Possibly. But on Checo's recent form, that could all turn around, and it could be definitely a Red Bull 1 and 2 for the championship, which would be great news. Great news for them. Now, just looking at fifth place, you've got Carlos Sainz. He's 202, so he's sort of out of the running a little bit. And then, of course, we've got to come to poor little Lulu. Sir Lulu. He's in sixth position at the moment with 180 points. So even if he does well in the final round of the championship, I think there's 4 races left, isn't there? Is it 3 or 4? Whatever. So even if he does really well in these last 4 rounds, it's pretty much a certainty. The best he's going to finish this year is going to be 5th in the championship. If he can get past Carlos Sainz. But I don't think he will, actually, because Carlos is, 22 points ahead of him. So I think that's almost a whole win, isn't it? So I don't think that's going to be possible for Lewis. So I think Lewis is probably going to finish in 6th place in the championship, which is quite a bad performance, it has to be said. And when you compare it to his teammate George Russell, who's got a few more points than Lewis there, it's definitely been a disappointing season for Sir Lulu. Now, will he bounce back next year and surprise us all, or will this dip in form actually continue? Well, we will find out next year, won't we? I've heard rumours that they're actually going to ditch the no side pod Mercedes for next year, so it's going to look pretty much like the rest of the cars next year. So that'll be good news, because I'm convinced that's been part of their problem. Like, they won't admit it, of course, but I'm convinced that's been part of their problems. Anyway, at the moment, if we look a little bit further down the field, we don't usually look at the also rans, but we'll have a look at them this week. Why not? Lando Norris is in 7th with 101 points. I have to say, he's done really well at McLaren, if you consider that McLaren, once again, have had a pretty meh year. This seems to be the problem with McLaren. They get years where they do well, and they get years where they're sort of not doing very well at all, which is very weird. They have a roller coaster performance. It goes up and down every year. And this year has definitely not been their best. But Lando's managed to get 101 points out of that McLaren Mercedes. So he has to be, commended for that. We've got Esteban Ocon, who's done a fantastic job in that Alpine, which at the start of the year definitely wasn't on pace, but it's definitely come back into its own, I have to say, at the end. And look at this, Fernando Alonso, the 41-year-old bastard, is in 9th place with 65 World Championship points. That's great news. It really is. Valtteri Bottas. Now, he showed really strong form at the beginning of the season, as everyone knows, in that Alfa Romeo, which is actually driven by a Ferrari engine. Very nice. Didn't actually know that. He did really well at the start of the season, but unfortunately his performance recently has tailed right off So that's the reason why he's really down the table. I was expecting Valtteri, considering he's a driver that a lot of people say he's got calibre, even though he does do bottle mistakes against Lewis. But he's a driver that's definitely up there, and that Alfa Romeo has definitely been improving every single year. I thought he would have ended up with more points than 46, but there you go. Now we got Sebastian Vettel in 11th place. What can we say about Sebastian? 32 points in the Aston Martin Aramco Mercedes. It's been a very disappointing year for Aston Martin, has to be said. The second disappointing year, I have to say. And of course, he's out at the end of the season. So yeah, it's not going to be good for Aston Martin, because once again they're going to have a new driver, which means the driver's got to get used to the car, the systems, whatever. So once again, there's going to be 4 or 5 races before they get up to speed. So unfortunately, Lance Stroll is going to have to take up the mantle of the sort of lead driver, because he's got more experience with that car for a few races until the driver gets into his stead, and away he goes. So there you go. Not good for Sebastian Vettel in his final year in Formula One. It's a bit of a sad ending, I have to say, to be honest, considering if you look back to 2010, the absolute dominance at Red Bull, 2011, 2012, 2013. There was no one to touch Red Bull. No one to touch Red Bull in those years. And to actually end his career with 32 points at the moment, I mean, let's look at this realistically. He's going to end up with, 42 points by the end of the season. That's going to be about his limit. It's very disappointing, but of course it's not Seb's fault. The car just, well, it's pretty rubbish, isn't it? Let's face it. Just because it says Aston Martin and everyone sort of goes, oh, Aston Martin, that's just a name. It's still the old, what was it called? Racing Point. That's what it turned into, wasn't it, in the end? And yeah, it's still the old Racing Point car, isn't it, basically? I mean, I know it's a brand new car, but it's still the old Racing Point team, which is basically what I was trying to say. And so, it's never going to be up there with the big boys, because they haven't got what they need, which is great people in that team. They need a cutting-edge aerodynamicist. They need really good people in their crew, and they just haven't got that. I'm not putting anything about the people that are there. They're probably very capable people, but they're not. They haven't got an Adrian Newey at Aston Martin, have they? There's no Adrian Newey that leads from the front and can push that team forward. So I think Aston Martin are going to flail about for the next 4 or 5 years, pretty much in the midfield, until something happens and they run out of money or something and the team goes bust, because that's all I can see. I can tell you now, I'm pretty sure there won't be Aston Martin on the grid in 10. Oh, I'm going to stay. Oh, excuse me. I'm pretty sure there won't be Aston Martin on the grid in 10 years' time. I just can't see it. I really can't. Old Daddy Stroll would have long given up with that team by then, and they'll be taken over by someone else, or maybe the team will disappear. Who knows? But of course, we've got some new teams coming in 2026. Well, I say coming in, new team names, but they're taking over old teams, aren't they? Allegedly. Now, Daniel Ricciardo, the Honey Badger, 29 points. What a disappointing season he has had so far. Absolute disappointment from Danny Rick, and he's now out, I believe, for 2023. I just read a report that says that Daniel Ricciardo, I mean, it's not official, so this is not an official quote from him, but it looks like, because there was also talk of him going to Haas for next year. Gunter Steiner said all he's got to do is give us a call. Apparently, that's all he had to do was give him a call, and they were interested in him. But whether that's come to fruition or not, I don't know. And Daniel Ricciardo has said pretty much that he won't be in Formula One, maybe for good. That's the rumour. But it's only a rumour, not fact. So that this could be the final 4 races of the Honey Badger, which should be very, very sad. And the fact that he's going to finish the season with only 29 points compared with Lando's 101 is... well, it's very disappointing, isn't it? Very disappointing indeed. We got Pierre Gasly with 23 points. He's had a very disappointing season at AlphaTauri, but has to be said that AlphaTauri car has been very meh compared to previous seasons when it's really been up there in some of the races. It just hasn't come off at all in any way, shape or form. So yeah, Pierre Gasly's languishing down in 13th place with only 23 points. Kevin Magnussen, he was another driver that showed so much promise at the start of the season in that Haas Ferrari. Absolutely mega driving from Kevin Magnussen, but completely dropped off towards the sort of big middle part of the season and towards the end, and he's only sitting there with 22 points. So yeah, very disappointing. Lance Stroll, what can we say about Lance Stroll that everybody doesn't say already? He's there with only 13 points in the Aston Martin. Very disappointing season, I think Lance Stroll would agree. How much longer will Daddy Stroll keep Lance there when he's only getting 13 points in a... Well, it'll probably be about 20 points by the end, but 13 points in a season. How much longer can Daddy Stroll hold out for his son before he has to admit the inevitable and say, look, we need a better driver in this team? And they do need a better driver in the team. So how long is it going to be? Well, we'll find out. Mick Schumacher, another driver, very disappointing. Very disappointing. Only 12 points in the other Haas. Showed a bit of promise in some of the races, but really has not delivered at all. Then we go to Yuki Tsunoda. I can't say his name unless it's in song. He's only got 11 points in the AlphaTauri. Nobody's more surprised that Yuki Tsunoda's still in Formula One, including Yuki Tsunoda. Yes, he can't believe how he keeps getting invited back every year, but he does. And there he is, 11 points. AlphaTauri, very disappointing. Another disappointment in 18th place at the moment is Guan Yu Zhou in the other Alfa Romeo. He's only got 6 points. So yes, he'd definitely have a palm of the week by now if I was voting, I'll tell you, because that's very disappointing for Guan Yu Zhou. Showed a lot of promise, but it has not come into Formula One at all. Alexander Albon is currently in 19th place with the Williams Mercedes with 4 points. Well, although you'd call that disappointing, you have to remember he's in a Williams. He's in a Williams, and so, you know, to get any points at all is pretty decent considering where that Williams is. Even though it's got a Mercedes engine in it, it's really not there at all, unfortunately. So to get any points at all is a bit of a... And I just noticed here that Nicholas Latifi, who is gone next year from Formula One, he's been unceremoniously given the red card by the referee. Yes, he's been... Yes. I love the way it's worded as I will be leaving the team next... No, he's been sacked, basically. The team have relinquished their tender for him for next year. Put it kindly like that. So he is gone. He's got 2 points. 2 points. Well done, Latifi. Canada's finest driver next to Lance Stroll. It's a very short bar to of greatness. It really is. And we got Nick My Fries in the Williams, of course. He got 2 points in there as well. Great drive from Nick. I wonder if he's going to get a drive next year or year after or super sub, whatever. Good job from Nick. I think he is in Formula One next year, isn't he? I think he is. I can't quite remember. And Nico Hulkenberg, of course, Mr. Super Sub for the Aston Martin, didn't score any points whatsoever. But there you go then. So there are the current driver standings. What do you think? Do you think that my predictions are right? Or do you think they are wrong? Well, we will find out, won't we? But yeah, that's it. So I think that's pretty much the end of the Formula One news, I have to say, because there's not really much else now to talk about. We are sort of in the... It's still running, but we're in the off season, if that makes any sense, because the championship's over. So there's really not much to talk about except the battle for second and third in the championship, which is semi-exciting, but of course nowhere near as exciting as if you had two drivers out there fighting for the championship. This unfortunately happens when you have dominance from one member, of course Max Verstappen. Nothing to take away from Max. He had a brilliant season and he deserves to win the championship. Now, of course, there's a lot of debate now, of course, about whether he's going to lose the 2021 championship due to the Crashgate scandal. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But there's more things happening in the world right now than Formula One, unfortunately. So it's had to get pushed to the background a little bit. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, let's get back to the comments. Plynal Plessy says Yuki Ide's F1 career lasted longer than Liz Truss. Well, that's not saying much though, is it? That's if you count the Bahrain practice sessions. 45 days. There you go. Yuki Ide beat Liz Truss by 1 day. That's definitely a thing, and I applaud. No, I'm gonna give Mr. Yuki Ide a little clap there. Well done, sir, for surviving one more day than Liz Truss. By you saying that, she possibly would have been gone yesterday if it wasn't for the fact that the fisticuffs started breaking out in the House of Commons over that fracking vote. I'll get to that in a minute. Yuki says that's right. Matthew D'Souza says try the calls first this week. Maybe they are available early. Yeah, I'm going to do that, Matt. I'm going to go into it because I say there's not a lot else to talk about anyway. So I'm going to go into it early. Will says Alonso will be 7th if he didn't have all that bad luck. True, true. Poor Lulu, less than half of Verstappen's points. Ah, no, stop it now. Stop it. It's not funny. It's not funny. No, poor Lulu. He's almost world champion last year, wasn't he? And now he's nowhere near being world champion. Poor Lulu. Sir Lulu. Don't forget, Sir Lulu. It's not fair. It's not fair. He's only a 7 times world champion. He needs that one other one. One more. Just one more. Plynal Plessy says the second place battle is better than the title battle. Well, I think you're probably right there, actually. I'm more excited about it. I'll say I don't know who's it going to be. Is it going to be Checo or is it going to be Charles Leclerc? I still think it may be Charles Leclerc. I think he may just pip Checo to the post there. Will says Vettel has done really well, but the car has been described as a green tractor by some. Yes. It's a Massey Ferguson tractor, if anyone knows what that is. Yeah. It's a Massey Ferguson tractor. Alonso will smash Stroll. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. And not only just on the track, but mentally as well. As there's a lot of rumours, and a lot of those rumours are true. But apparently, I can't comment because I'm not in Formula One or anything like that. And I can't say whether this is true or not. But the rumours are that Fernando Alonso is a bit of an arsehat in regards to driving and getting the team behind him. Yes, he's a little bit ruthless like that. So that's the rumour. I can't confirm or deny that. But yeah, he's a bit of an arsehat apparently. So he's gonna. Sebastian Vettel is a really nice guy. So he wouldn't have done anything to upset Lance Stroll. Fernando Alonso is going to absolutely kill Lance Stroll next year. Yes. He will be so demoralised, he will probably walk away from the sport at the end of 2023. Because that's what will happen. All the focus will be on Fernando Alonso. Make no mistake about that. All the focus will be on Fernando Alonso. Lance Stroll will not get a look in. And that's going to be very, very annoying. And, you know, as I say, he may say, that's it, I'm done. Sonoda hasn't scored points since the 22nd of May at the Spanish Grand Prix. Well, there you go. There you go. Good old Yuki. Joshua Pooley, hi. Hello, sir. Welcome to the stream. Will F1 De Vries is at AlphaTauri next year as Gasly goes to Alpine. There you go. Thank you for the confirmation there. I had it in my head, but I've explained this before. It's very difficult to talk and remember things at the same time, or at least it is for me. So that's why I was referring earlier to that driver that's going to be. My brain was trying to turn around and say, which one was it? Which one? Oh, but as you've said it, of course, now I know. But since I stopped talking, I remember all these things. But yeah, I've only got one brain cell, you know. I've only got one brain cell. I can only do one thing at a time. Plano Pletty says, Nick de Vries, I've been waiting for him to go into F1 since he's in the McLaren tuned animation. Yes, indeed. Yes, I'd like to see him in there as well. Just J Mose in the street says, who cares? Stroll is terrible. I quite agree. Stroll is terrible. Okay, so we're going to go to the phone calls early in a moment, but just before that, I've got to do the last part of what I've titled up the video, and that is the UK doomed? Yes. I've just heard before I come on air, I was just watching a bit of Sky News, and apparently, this is only a rumour, apparently Boris Johnson may be going for Prime Minister again. No, look, don't everyone fall on the floor. This only a rumour, and it could be, I could have changed it by the time I come off air, but yeah, Boris Johnson may be coming back. Well, let's face it, yeah, out of all of them, he's probably the best man for the job. I mean, the whole government just fell apart as soon as they got rid of Boris Johnson, didn't they? Absolutely. Now, the problem is, I know I've seen a lot on Twitter today that the public are saying, you know, call a general election. I don't think the public can actually influence that and call that general election unless the whole thing, the whole of Parliament just completely collapses, you know, and there's anarchy and civil unrest. Then possibly they will be demanding a general election. But I don't think we as the public can actually influence that vote. That, of course, falls down to the Conservative Party. And, of course, they're not going to call a general election because right now they know they're going to lose horribly. So they're not going to call it. So I think the most sensible thing to do is to get some stability back into this country. So I know you're going to hate me for this, but yes, bring back Boris Johnson. Let the dust settle. Get these politicians off the bloody TV every night because this is getting ridiculous now. Let the dust settle down. Let everyone get back to their jobs, get on with their jobs and trying to sort out this country. And then next year, call a general election, but call it early, like January, February, something like that. There's no point in calling a general election now. General elections take months to sort out. We're 20 days into October. We all know that all the politicians stop at Christmas on the 12th of December. That's it. Nothing else from politicians from the 12th of December right the way through until about the 5th of January. So there's absolutely no point in calling for a general election right now because by the time it gets to even be sorted, they'll all be on holiday. So my proposition is get Boris Johnson back as a caretaker Prime Minister. That's all. I'm not suggesting he comes back as Prime Minister, but just as a caretaker Prime Minister. Just let the dust settle for the next couple of months. Then after Christmas, yes, call a general election, and then you'll have enough time to do it properly. The MPs won't be going for their month Christmas break, and then we can. And also, it'll be good. It'll be better for the Conservative Party as well, because once all the dust has settled, everything's settled down, there will be, you know, people will have who were saying right now, oh, get the government out. They may have changed their mind again, and also that will mean that whoever gets in the election next year, you know, it will have been done more fairly, because everyone right now is just angry and saying, no, that's it, get them out, get someone else in. But I say, just wait a few months and then have a proper election, and then whoever gets in is the party that, you know, everyone knows deserves to get in. Not now. It's just like, get them all out, hang all the Conservatives. And I agree. That's what should happen. But yeah, so get Boris in. I know it's a terrible idea. I know it's a terrible idea, but it's also the best idea for right now. Let the dust settle. I mean, all this, we're going to elect another candidate. How many more times are we going to get new prime ministers? It's ridiculous. Surely they're going to run out eventually. I mean, they don't grow on trees, do they, prime ministers? Let's face it. They're definitely going to run out. They're going to have to call to the Labour Party to ask if they can borrow some of them soon. Have you got any prime ministers we can borrow? Because we're running a bit short here. I mean, the amount of people that have come into like the big jobs and have tendered their resignation in the past few months, it's just insane. It's insane. You could probably fill a bloody train carriage full of the people that have left in the past few months from the top seats in government. There's probably a list of them somewhere. I bet you there's 40, 50 names on that list of people that have resigned. Because literally every other day I've been saying, oh, has resigned today. Such and such has resigned today. It's just absolutely crazy. It's been like a conveyor belt of people coming in and going out again. It's just unbelievable. So, yeah, that's my suggestion anyway. I know it's terrible. I agree. But just get Boris back in as a caretaker prime minister. Let all the dust settle, because this is stupid now. It's pretty obvious if there's an election now that Labour would get in and they'd walk it, because everyone's so angry with the Conservative Party, which is fair enough. I'm angry with them too. But, this is the wrong time to call an election, because what happens if Labour get in and literally like 6 weeks later they completely fuck it up and we end up back in this position once again? It's just because who knows? Keir Starmer makes a very good point on some of his policies and the things that he says. Makes a very good point. But that doesn't mean that once he gets the top job that he's still going to be as strong as he's coming across as. He could end up completely the opposite. And as I say, we could end up in 6 weeks after him taking over that we could be back in the shit again. Who knows? So that's my proposal anyway. Just stick Boris in, because I say it's nearly the end of October anyway. So stick him back in until after Christmas and then call a proper election. Take all the time that you need, because I say it takes 3 or 4 months. You think of all the preparations, all the school halls and the churches that have to be made into voting stations, and they have to send all the polling cards out. That all takes months to arrange. You can't call an election overnight and get it sorted. That takes months. So it's just the wrong time to call it now. Now, of course, whether it happens or not, I don't know. But that's my suggestion. Just bring Boris back in. During the summer, he was the caretaker PM. Everything was fine. There was nothing, no problems, nothing. I didn't hear any problems going on when he was a caretaker because nobody saw him, which is what you need as a prime minister. You need that as a prime minister. If you don't see the prime minister on TV every night, he's doing his job properly or her job properly. But if you keep seeing them on the news and, they've done this, and they're not doing their job properly, are they? So that's what you need. Bring Boris back just for a few months. And then get rid of him. And we'll have a general election, because we definitely need something. And I know this is going to cause controversy in the comments. Let's go back to the... Will F1 says, don't say it to Dom. Just Jamer. I say it daily. Lionel Plessy. I don't want... There you go. I knew it. I don't want Boris back. There you go. Thank you, sir. No, I'm with you. I don't want him back either. We need a general election now. Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. We don't need him back. But I say just for these next few months, just stick him in there. Just to let the dust settle. That's all it is. Just let the dust settle, because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the film V for Vendetta, but this is how the country is turning into right now. If you don't believe me, go and watch the film V for Vendetta, because this is exactly what England's turning into right now. It's ridiculous. It really is. It really is ridiculous. So that's my proposal. Bring Boris back. Shut up, Dave. I know. I'm pretty sure that's never going to happen anyway, because I don't think he'd have enough support, because everyone that was supporting him before has resigned themselves, so I don't think it's going to work. But anyway, that was just my idea. Bring Boris back just to let the dust settle, then get rid of the silly old tool, and we'll get someone decent in. That's what I say. So there you go. Right, okay. I think we've covered everything on the video, haven't we? Yeah, I think we have. Title of the video, yeah, F1, we've done that. Is the country doomed? Yes, I think it is. Okay, right. Now, Let's go to Facebook. Now, before I start, I want to see if I can contact the main man of Canada, because not a lot of people know this, but the main man of Canada has started his own sort of side hustle business where he sells retro consoles. I'm talking about Dominic Orlando. Yes, he's now selling retro consoles, and he's put an advert on Facebook, and I'd be interested if he wanted a bit of self-promotion. So let's see if I can find a little shit. Where is he? Where's he gone? He disappeared. Disappeared off my friends list. Where's he gone? Surely he's on there somewhere. I honestly can't find him. Well, that's weird. Let's go to that one. La. Please stand by. It's me being live. Where is he? There he is. Now, why he wasn't appearing. So I'm going to see if I can talk to Canada first. See if he wants a bit of self-promotion. Right, I've got to turn my camera off, please. Stand by. Oh my god. Don't put that on the screen, Dave. Don't put that on the screen. Right, okay. And that's the one we want. Right, let's see if he's going to answer. If not, we'll go to the group chat. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, so he sells dodgy Sega Genesis machines if anyone wants them, and cartridges, old game cartridges. They're very expensive, very like $70 though. I'm like, what? If that's Canadian dollars though, that's probably about £2.50 in English money, so it's probably not a lot, but it sounds a lot to me. I don't know, but perhaps he can answer and tell us what he thinks. If he's going to answer, which he probably isn't. La la la. La 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 la. He's probably off in his Honda Civic making some dodgy deals with his retro consoles, you know. Yes. He meets a lot of people in back alleys, I understand, yes. And not every time it's for selling retro consoles. That's the rumour. Not every time. Most of the time, but not every time does he meet people in dark alleys for God knows what. I mean, he's Canadian, so anything can happen really, can't it? Let's face it. Anything can happen. But I was offering him the chance of some self-promotion, and he's not going to answer the bloody phone. What is it they used to say in that Arrow program? You have failed this city. Dominic, you have failed this stream. Yes, you have. Get out of here. Well, there you go, everyone. There's Dominic Orlando, or at least his picture. There he is with his dog. There you go. But he's not going to talk to us today because he's obviously a big celebrity now and doesn't need Dave. So that's it. He's like, no, can't be bothered with you no more, Hookster. Can't be bothered with you no more. So that's it. Right, we'll get rid of him. We'll just go to the general chat and see if anyone picks up. Oh, I've got to get rid of everyone's names. Excuse me a minute. Ba 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 ba. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we've got 8. We've got 8. Baby, 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 baby. I can actually pull my headphones out now. Put the speaker on. There we go. Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. HRD's in the chat. He says, we might as well pretend we have a NASCAR playoff thing for the final. Yeah, we should do. Scott is in there. He says, hi, Dave. Hope you're well. Yeah, thanks, Scott. Very good. HRD says, opinions on the F1 arcade opening up in London. Yeah, I saw that. It looks very posh. And I bet it's bloody expensive as well. But there you go. Well done to all the rich people who can afford to go there. Scott says, to be honest, I hope USA is decent, although I'm not a fan of COTA. Nah, it's a pretty... circuit, isn't it? Let's face it. Just copies everyone else's best bits. So, yeah. Just Jamie says, ring Nick. I'm doing that right now, Jamie. I am ringing Nick. He's not going to answer, but I'm going to ring him. I'm going to get that lad one of these days, I'll tell you. When he's least expecting it. Imagine if I turned up in San Diego with a microphone and just went behind and went, hello, Nicholas. Do you think he'd crap himself? Amy has 4 minutes left of TV show, then I'll answer. Okay, mate, no worries. Let's see if anyone else answers. Joseph, where's he been? I don't know. He has not been on for ages. Don't know what he's up to. Mind you, he's got a baby now. So, yeah. There you go. Dominic's off selling his dodgy Sega Genesis consoles in back alleys, so that's why he's not on. Come on, answer the bloody phone. I quite agree with you, Scott. Yeah, answer the bloody phone. Right, well, Jamie says he'll answer in 4 minutes, so we'll hang it up now. And we'll come back. La 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 la. There you go. Back with me, and I can't think of anything else to talk about. So, what is it? Song and dance time? Yes! Maybe I'll play with my bear. Oh! I just thought of something to talk about. Oh, it's quite fascinating as well if you like F1 YouTubers. Bloody hell. That's just saved me. Now, all you conspiracy theorists, if you like Tomo F1 or Arava or what's the other bloke? Neeram, this is quite fascinating. I only found this out this morning. I was just scanning through, and yes, Veloce. If you go to the Veloce channel, hang on a minute. What I should do is put my bloody money where my mouth is, because, of course, I was watching it on a tablet, so this may be completely wrong, but I don't think it is. Right, so let's whack this up. You'll enjoy this F1 conspiracy YouTuber fans. Right, so here is Veloce. I only saw this morning. Thought, that's interesting. Now you see, you've got all these videos. Got all these videos on here, and then you go, okay. No, wait, what's that? What's going on? Oh, it must have been a balls out on my tablet. Basically, there was no videos on it this morning, but there is now. I take it back. Oh, that's bugging it out. That's going to be something to talk about, but no, it's not, because we got one from 8. Basically, all I could find was videos from 2 years ago on here earlier, but it must have been my tablet not working properly, because there's lots of videos now. There it is, Veloce. Got all your favourite drivers on, all your favourite F1 YouTubers on here. You got Hayden Gullis, Aldaz. Yes, I know them all. I know, well, not personally. They don't speak to me, no, because I'm just a very, very small, insignificant little prick. Who's this one here? He looks about fucking 11. Who's this knobhead here? Did he try and drive a truck or something? He literally looks about 11 years old. Unbelievable. What are you doing, Veloce? And who's this? I don't know who that is. There's, of course, Benjamin Daly. Benjamin Daly. Put another shrimp on the barbie. Love Benjamin Daly. So what else have we got? Yeah, it's Hayden. I don't know. Who's that? Oh, is that bloke from McLaren Shadow or whatever it was? I think it is, yeah. That, of course, is, what's his name? Super GT. Super GT. I can't remember his bloody name. There's Gordon Ramsay. But yeah, that's Super GT. I'll tell you what, and there he is down there as well. I'll tell you what, out of all this lot here, I'm going to put on my Cockney Day voice now. Out of all this lot here, Super GT is the only one I'd give the time of fucking day to, mate. Yeah, Super GT. He's the only one I'd give the time of day to. All the rest of this lot, well, I don't actually watch Aldaz, so I can't comment on him, so I don't know. But Hayden Gullis, yeah. You know, he copied my all seasons career. You know that, don't you? Yeah, and he stopped it. Anyway, yeah, Hayden Gullis and Benji boy, and I don't know who that is, but I say he's about 12. And you have the others here. Is Araver here? Araver's got to be here at some point, surely. Surely Araver's. Oh, and Jimmy. I forgot about Jimmy, yeah. Jimmy Broadbent and Super GT are quite possibly the only two decent. There's Tomo. There's Tomo. There's Tomo. Possibly the only other two decent ones on here, to be honest. Oh, there's Araver. There he is. There's Araver. Ah, the great man himself. Ah, love you, Araver. Love you. Oh, tell you what, 5 minutes alone with you, Araver. Anyway, let's move on. I know who that is. That's old. What's his name? Isn't it? Yarno Oatmeal. It's Yarno Oatmeal. Love Yarno Oatmeal. Great bloke. Can't get enough of Yarno Oatmeal. Jamie Chadwick. She's the W Series winner. They've now run out of money, so they can't continue, but they're back next year, apparently. So they say. But yeah, what's this? Elders Play F1 2020. Why didn't anyone ask me? The bastards. The absolute bastards. No one even asked me if I wanted unbelievable scenes. I should have been the first one to be there. Oh, that's unbelievable. I don't know who that is. I know who they are. That's John Travolta. I don't know what he's doing in the video, to be honest. But there you go. There's lots of James Bond's in that video. Wow. Great stuff. Yeah, so there you go. That's for. Oh, is that F1 Ellie or something? She's American. Very annoying, like most Americans. Shall I take the piss out of all these people? Why not? Tomo! Oh, I love a bit of Tomo. Yeah, love a bit of Tomo. He's great, he is. He comes from South London, you know. South London, mate. He doesn't really. He comes from Essex. Yeah, fucking Essex. I can tell that accent. But he tries to act like he comes from South London, and he can say he knows the craze. Yeah, I knew the craze, you know, mate. I knew the fuck off. He comes from Essex. Where else we got here? That's Jamie Chadwick again. Araver's back. Oh, look, there's Araver putting on one of his many faces. Many faces. There's the oh my god face. There's his orgasm face. Look at that. I'll tell you what. I bet his girlfriend's well happy with that face. Look at that. Look at that. That's definitely I've just completely dropped my nuts, isn't it? That's just oh my god. Yeah, that's outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Well done. Well done, Araver. Oh, there's another one. Look. Oh my god. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. Jesus. Look at the size of that mouth. Look at this. Look at that. Looks like he's just swallowed an enormous... Anyway, let's move on. There's X-Maddie G. X-Maddie G. Oh, what a lad. What a lad. Oh, called everyone Jippo in his videos. And he deleted all the videos so that nobody could come back and say, Oi, what were you calling people Jippo for in all your videos? Yeah, because now he's a big star on WTF1. You see, he didn't want to get caught out. So, yeah. He said, nah, I had enough of that. Just delete them all. Who else we got here? Jamie Chadwick seemed to be very popular on Veloci channel. I wonder if that's because she works for them. Possibly. Possibly. I don't know anyone that doesn't work for Veloci, to be honest, because I know Araver does. Yes, because when I sent in that email, that went to Veloci. She doesn't reply to it, and I'm still very, very bitter. Anyway, so there you go. That's Veloci. Unfortunately, was going to be a bit of controversy, but no, because it's obviously my tablet not working properly. Into the barrier. There's Scott. Wow. Whatever happened to Scott? Scott's disappeared, unfortunately. He's very, very sad. He's done nothing on F1 22. Let's have a look at him, see if... I'm subscribed to him, so he should... He should come up, so I don't think he's done anything for ages. Into the... Look, he's not even coming up high on the search either. Into the barrier. If anyone wants to know how you get popular on YouTube, it's how high you are in the search. So if the higher up you get... So if you just put in like a couple of letters and it comes up straight away with that person, that shows you how popular they are. So let's try Tiamat Marju. See, T... obviously won't come up with anything. T-I? No. TikTok. T-I-A? There he is. Fourth from the top. See? That's how popular he is. Tiamat Marjuk. Anyway, let's go back to Into the Barrier. Because I'm pretty sure he's not done anything. I'll say I'm subscribed anyway, so he would have come up. So, yeah, there you go. He never actually hit 100k, which is surprising, but the last video he did was a year ago, and that was on 2021. So it looks like, unfortunately, Scott has disappeared. Which is a shame, because I used to enjoy his videos. But I also noticed, let's go to videos, I noticed towards the end that his enthusiasm seemed to have dropped off. This one especially, if you look at this video, he doesn't seem very enthusiastic, and towards these last videos I saw a definite drop off. So I think he'd probably reached a point where he'd said, I'm done. So there you go. I don't think Scott will be back, not on this channel anyway, because it's been a year and he hasn't uploaded anything, and he usually does like the F1 games every year. So yeah, very sad to see. Daddy Joe says, Will F1. Daddy Planty Plot. If not, Dave will kick you in the wedding bells. Yes, I will. Ring Daddy Stroll. Give them a bollocking on Monday apart from Jamie for being a good fella. Yep, thumbs up to Jamie. So give Josh a bollocking then. Steve Brown, that's him. Super GT. Let's go back to me. Super GT. That's the chappie. He has a drive with Nico Hulkenberg. Yeah, I saw that video. Very good. And I need to clear last week's comments. I called Alex Gillian a knob last week, and he's not as bad as he used to be, but still not a fan. That's all right. I did get a reply from Alex on Twitter last week, or this week actually. So yeah, there you go. Oh, Scott, you were right. He's a knob. Jamie loves him. Jamie, serious fan he is. Serious fan. Into the Barry is only likable F1 YouTuber. Yeah, I agree with you, Scott. I agree with you, Matt. But unfortunately, looks like he's gone. So he did pop up in a TM Marduk karting video the other week. So he's still around, but that looks to me like he's not doing YouTube anymore. Maybe he's got a proper job. Yeah, maybe he's got a proper job, and that's why he's not doing YouTube. Which is fair enough. But even then, I think he could have still done, a few videos in his spare time. So he's obviously not at a place of enjoyment in YouTube. So he decided to call it quits. In 2014, 2015, he was bollocks awful. Yes, Matthew, correct. I can't even think of anyone else in F1. Alex Gillian is also a melt. Well, there you go. I can't say that myself because we're all in the same group together. But if that's your opinion, then well done to you. Anyway, right. Let's turn me off again. Everyone goes, yeah, turn you off. Let's go back to the screen you're not supposed to show on YouTube. Let's see. Let's get rid of these. That one. That one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. Go for it. We're going to start calling Jamie the saviour of F1 Games PlayStation because he's the only one that bloody answers. Unbelievable. He's the only one that answers. Really is. The saviour of F1 Games PlayStation. Anyway, we're only going to do a short one and I'm going to wrap it up because I'll say there's not much news today apart from Prime Minister news, but actual real F1 news hasn't been a lot. And there probably won't be a lot now until next year. La 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 la. Hello, my beautiful, sexy bear. Ooh, you want to be Prime Minister, don't you? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. We will have you as PM. Ooh. I'd have you any day, and twice on Sundays. I love you, you big bastard bear. You big bastard bear. I love you. I love you, love you, love you, love you. Yes. 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 Oh, while I'm mucking around, I just thought I'd say that anyone who wants to see the highlights of my race on Monday with a certain Matthew D'Souza, go to his channel. He's on a little highlight reel with me in it. Being an idiot as usual. Yeah. So just type in Matthew D'Souza into YouTube and you'll find the video. I was having a little battle with him on Monday. Well, I don't think he thought it was a little battle. He thought it was like life and death. But yeah, I enjoyed it anyway. But yeah, check him out on his own channel. He's done a little highlight reel of our confrontation. It was quite epic. We were at Singapore and it was rainy conditions and then it went dry and then it went rainy and then it went dry all over the place. But it was quite interesting. He did stuff me on the strategy in the end, but there you go. I was going to come in on that lap, but I decided not to, and I should have done because he undercut me as I came out of the pits. And then he said, "Thank fuck for that," which is a very rare thing to see from Matt. But yeah, he did. I thought it was great. La 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 la. Boo 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 boo. Has it stopped being smoky? I think it has. I was cleaning my wok earlier and it gets a bit smoky. I think the smoke drifted upstairs. So don't worry. We're not going to suddenly be hearing sirens any minute. I think we're all right. I think it's cleared a little bit now. It's difficult to see in here, but yeah, I think it's cleared a little bit. So we're all right. Smoky waters. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Well, there's only one V you can do. when you're waiting for someone to pick up the phone, and let's go. Just one cornetto, give it to me. Delicious ice cream from Italy. Oh, oh, I've forgotten the last bit of the words. Just give it to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. I know, that was brilliant, I know. Yes, I was going to be a singer for the Royal Opera House, but it didn't come to fruition, unfortunately. So, yeah. There you go. There you go. Is anyone going to pick up the phone? Is anyone going to pick up the bloody phone? Phone? Anyone? Phone? Don't look like it, does it? Don't look like it, does it, lads? No, don't look like it. No one's going to pick up the phone today. Everybody hates the Hookster. It was that comment about bringing Boris back, wasn't it? Now, come on, bear with me now. Bear with me. It was a joke. It was just... He won't come back, will he? He's far too happy now not being Prime Minister. And he's got more time on his hands so he can bang that Kerry every night. Bloody lucky little bastard, isn't he? What is he, 55 years old? She's 36. Oh, God. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Well, I expect he does go there quite a few times. He's got 2 kids already. And another 5, apparently. Something like that, anyway. Or is it 5 in total? I don't know. He's got a lot of kids, let's put it that way. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's all gone silent. I wonder what's going on then. Ah, it's because we're waiting for others to join. That means it's been ringing for so long that no one's picked up, and Facebook said, nah, I'm done. I've had enough now. I've had enough now. Had enough now, it's saying. Will says, Arava is a melt. Ring Arava. I would do, but unfortunately, Will, he won't reveal his phone number to me. I don't know why. I don't know why. I know all of you watching this right now, all, bloody hell, 5 of you, all 5 of you watching this right now would love me to be interviewing Arava right now, wouldn't you? I know you'd love it, but unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do. I sent an email. It was read 3 times. 3 times it was read. 3 times. So they were obviously considering my offer. But unfortunately, I didn't get a reply. So yeah, still no Arava for the show. So I'm going to have to step up my game and go for someone more famous. I'd say less, but I want to go more famous. More famous. Yes. Love it. I'll just sit here in silence. Basically, how most of my days go anyway. Please, somebody pick up the phone. Please. Please. Hello? Is that Arava? No. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Well, at this point, I'd be prepared to interview Liz Truss at this moment. Yeah, I'd love to see what her thoughts have been on today's absolute bollock up. I wonder how she feels right now. Liz, give me your phone number, Liz, and I'll give you a ring. Come on. I want to see how you feel about not being Prime Minister after 44 days. 44 days. I'm just trying to think if that's longer than... I'm just trying to think if that's longer than all of my ex-girlfriends combined. Let's think now. 1, 2... Oh, we don't need 2 hands for that. So that's... Well, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid... Anyway, moving on. Is anyone gonna join? Is anyone gonna join? No. Nobody wants to talk to me. Nobody wants to talk to me. Balls. 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 Right. We'll cancel that. We'll cancel that out. So there you go. This has been another excellently produced stream of Hookster Talks. As usual. Amateur at best. Scott says, don't bother with big F1 YouTubers. They're too big and arrogant for the little community. Instead, phone Boris Johnson. Yeah, I'd love to phone Boris right now. In actual fact, there's another ulterior motive why I want Boris Johnson back. I don't think I've got it with me. Hang on. I don't know if I've got it with me. Let me see if I can find it. Is it over here? Is that it there? Oh, it is. I have got an ulterior motive why I want Boris Johnson back. I look like Liam Gallagher. You're my wonder, whoa. Hey, you fucking idiot. Hey, you fucking idiot. I can't do it. I can't. I've lost it now. I've lost it. I could do it before, but I can't do Boris anymore. It's been too long. It's been too long. Well, good evening. Yes, my name is Boris Johnson, and I was your Prime Minister, but I'm going to be making a comeback. Yes, I'm going to be your Prime Minister again. So yes, vote for Boris. Vote for Boris. I can assure you that it'll all get ballsed up again, and they'll probably sack me again. But vote for me anyway, because I lasted longer than Liz Truss did. That's not saying something. According to her husband, anyway. But yes, vote for me, Boris. I'll be back in government again by the end of the week, and yes, we'll put through all our policies of really not caring a shit about anyone in the UK. Yes, and your energy bills from April, well, we've scrapped that 2-year deal because we suddenly worked out that was going to cost us a fucking fortune. 2 years? We can't afford that. Fucking hell. How are we going to get all our parties in if we got to spend that money on you fucking lot? So I just heard a strange noise then. Yeah, how are we going to do that? That's unbelievable. So yes, we're scrapping it now in April. So from April, you're going to have to spend 17 grand a month on your lecky and your gas. 17 grand a month. Yeah, this is not my problem, is it? It's not my bloody problem. No, I'm very warm here in Downing Street. Yes, number 10. It's very warm in here. I've got Liz Truss. She's my footstool now. Yes, Liz Truss is my footstool. Yes, she keeps me warm during these winter nights. Yes, I've got Carrie, of course, and of course I've got the babies, the fucking babies. God, they go through those pampers like shit. They really do. So yes, vote for me, and I'll be back in office before you know it. Before you know it. Yes. Oh fuck. Ah! So that's why I want Boris back, because entertainment value. Because unfortunately, not only have we lost Boris, but we've lost the Queen as well. So I can't do that one anymore either. And I'm not going to do the Queen one out of respect because she's dead. And Boris isn't. So Boris I can still take the piss out of. That's fine because he's still alive. But I'm not going to take the piss out of the Queen because she's now dead. Okay? Yes, I do have some kind of decorum in me. Not much, but a little bit. So let's throw that over there. Oh, that's so fucking itchy, that fucking wig, I'll tell you. I must get a blonde one of these days and really look the part, won't I? But that's only if Boris comes back, of course. He may not, but yeah. Oh, it's so fucking itchy. Jesus. Oh, horrible. Horrible. Just James says, Liam Gallagher, more like Tina Turner. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Tina Turner. I'm simply the best. Better than all the best. I know. I should be on Pop Idol or whatever it's called these days, but unfortunately I can get round to the auditions. The wig, if he's to be blonde, is a good, decent act. Thank you, Scott. I know it's decent. I know it's a decent act. Unfortunately, it would work better with a blonde wig, but I haven't got one. It's, you know, wigs are so expensive. Yeah, really. That one wasn't. That was about £2.50. But, you know, it's just a prop. If you're buying props, you don't want to spend too much money. And a blonde wig was hideously. It was like 25 quid. 25 quid for a blonde wig. Who the hell's going to pay that? Well, unless you want blonde hair, of course, then you pay it. But no, that was about £2.50, and that was fine. Does the job. Anyway, shall we try one last time on the phones? If not, I'm going, because I've been an hour and 15 minutes. Right. Because personally, I get fed up with getting rid of all these people on here. That one. Carlos. That one. And that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, okay. This, as they say in the pubs of the UK, if there's any actually left these days, which there probably isn't. Last orders, please, gentlemen. Last orders. Thank you. Last orders, please. Last orders. I'll have a Bacardi Breezer, please. Bacardi Breezer. Yeah, I'll have a Bacardi Breezer, me. I love that line from that film. I can't remember which one it was. I think it had Danny Dyer in it anyway. And he's talking to this bloke and he's going, oh, women, they're so fucking complicated. And Danny Dyer goes, women ain't complicated, mate, I tell ya. Give them 2 Bacardi Breezers and they'll ride you like Seabiscuit. So there you go. Donald! Wowzers, me trousers. Hang on, I need some volume. I can't hear you. Okay, shoot, Donald.
What's up, Dave?
Hello. Well, welcome.
I would have joined sooner, but I was eating.
You done what?
I said I would have joined earlier, but I was eating.
Oh, okay. No problem. So how are you doing, sir? We've not seen you about recently, so what you been up to? And whatever it was it
busy?
Dirty?
Had shit going on at home, working some overtime while it was available. I'm hoping to be back for the league race this Monday.
Good. We like your input.
It's our season finale, right?
So yes, it is a season finale. Yes, it's Abu Dhabi, but the new Abu Dhabi, so that should be interesting.
And I might have a buddy that might want to join the league. My one friend Dave might want to join us.
Dave, did you say Dave? No, sorry, mate.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Strict rules of the ERL permit 2 people of the name Dave to actually be in the race. So you can join, but you have to call yourself something else. Simon. Simon's good. He can be called Simon. But we can't have 2 Daves. It's company policy, I'm afraid. Yes. Only one. I'm like Highlander. There's only one. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah, so it'd be good to see you back again. We've missed your input in the ERL chat. We were all expecting a lot of input after the last race, but it didn't materialise. And to be honest, Don, we're all very, very disappointed.
Suzuka?
Yeah, there was nothing from you, Don, and we were all on tenterhooks waiting for your comments, but nothing. And now we're a bit deflated, to be honest.
I thought that the FIA is a joke anymore. That's why I am. I was actually at work when that race was on progress because I worked Saturday into Sunday, and that race was at 1 a.m. for me.
Oh yeah, it was a late one. What the hell's going on in my chat?
I was trying to follow it on my phone.
I understand. Sorry, I got distracted there, Dom, because my chat has blown up. I don't know what the hell's going on here. The hell?
Where's everybody else?
No idea, Don. You, apart from Jamie, who has been our regular contributor, and that's actually kept these streams alive. I have to say, he's been here every single week. He's still here now. He's just having a few problems with his missus at the moment because she's watching the telly, and so. Well, apart from that, he's still here. He's in the chat as well. But yeah, he's been on helping us through these streams. I don't know where everyone else is. I mean, Joseph Plumpot, I've not seen him for months. He makes one comment in the ERL chat and he's gone again for about another week. I've not seen a height nor hair of him. I mean, I know he's got the baby now, the baby. So maybe that's why we haven't seen him. And Dominic Orlando, I've not seen him either, but I have heard, I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook, that he's now basically an internet sensation because he's got his own business. He sells retro consoles and games to anyone who wants to buy them. He only delivers to dark alleys in Canada though, so anyone who wants to, they meet him about 10:30 at night when it's still dark. I don't know what actually goes on there, but yeah, that's what he does now. He sells retro consoles. And he's got his own fishy. Yeah, he's got his own site up on Facebook now with everything that he's selling. He's selling an instruction book. I know, he's selling an instruction book for Alex Kidd. He wants $20 for an instruction book. That's outrageous, surely.
We should report him for scam.
Exactly, yeah. Reporting for scamming. Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. But some of his games are like really expensive. He wants $70 for like old NES cartridges or something like that anyway. Now, of course, if that's Canadian dollars, that's, as I say, that's probably about what? It's only about £3, $3.50 or something, isn't it, in US? Because Canadian's just like nothing, is it? But yeah, it seems really expensive to me. But anyway, that's what Dom's been doing. He's been meeting people in dark alleys selling dodgy games. So that's them two. Who else do we usually have? I can't remember now. Well, you're always a regular contributor, but
Josh.
Josh is understandable because he's
yeah. It's just sometimes it's hard for me to join you because working overnights, most of the time I'm sleeping when you do your streams.
Yeah.
So that's why it's always hit or miss with me.
I understand. No, I was paused there because something's happening in my chat. It's gone.
But my take on the Suzuka is, like, what the hell's the point of having full wet weather tires if we're not going to race in wet conditions?
Exactly. There's no. But apparently, so I heard, Pirelli have blamed the teams for that because apparently they do pretty much zero testing on those wet tyres. So they're not confident enough to say that they're any good. So that's why teams always want to go for the intermediates. But I think that's stupid. Surely they could get the teams out during the break to spend half a day or whatever testing these wet tyres out. I mean, they've only got to, sprinkle some water on the track and replicate the conditions, and they'd be able to get them fully up to, what they want them to be. So I think it's stupid saying that it's the team's fault because they're not testing them. I mean, they worked before, so why aren't they working now? It's just stupid.
Yeah, I mean, we raced in a lot hard. We've seen wet races in a lot harder conditions than what it was doing at Suzuka.
Exactly. Yeah. But anyway,
and even the Singapore, though, even the delay at Singapore, I thought was stupid.
Yeah.
Race. But that's why we have full wet weather tires instead of intermediates.
What I hate now is this new 3-hour rule where the timer starts and you've got 3 hours to complete the race, but then they start the timer and then they wait for an hour before they start the race. And then when it gets to the end of the race, they've run out of time, so they have to put on like a 30-minute timer. That's ridiculous. It really is. The race, that in the old days, it was a 2-hour timer, but that timer started when the race started, and that's what they should go back to, because 2 hours in normal circumstances was enough, even in a wet race, to get to the end. You had about 1 or 2 races where you had to have that timer on at the end, to get to the last 15 minutes. Yeah. But apart from that, in 2 hours, you used to be able to get the races done. But this new 3-hour rule is just stupid. If you're going to start the timer at the time the race is supposed to start and yet not start it for about another 1 hour and 20 minutes. That's ridiculous. As I said before, I can't remember how many times this year that countdown timer has been at the end of the races for like 30 minutes or because they've run out of time. So yeah, I need to change that. Yeah, it's stupid.
Especially for tracks that have lights. Singapore, Bahrain, and just to throw those I don't understand why you need a timer. Just run the race. It's not like you're fighting daylight.
Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely stupid.
Like, who cares if the race is supposed to end during the day? Let it end under the lights if it needs to.
Absolutely. Right. Anyway, as I say, someone's just been sending me some very strange messages in my chat, which they've all been deleted or retracted. I'm just bear with me, Don. I'm just trying to see what the hell's been going on in the. Dave's gone multinational, says Jamie. Sorry, Dave, I can't get on, unfortunately. No worries, Jamie. No worries, mate. It could be Cockney David. All the messages have been to. Scott says, Dave, I reported him. Oh, thank you, Scott. Yeah, I've got a strange person in my chat, Don. I don't know who it is, but they've obviously sent quite a few rather naughty messages, but they've all been deleted. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to see what the messages said because they've all been deleted. But oh well, yeah, that's exciting. Thank you for that. It's Francesco Borelli, whoever that is. I wonder if I can get their profile to click up. Oh, it says go to channel. Let's have a look. Okay, no subscribers, and he looks about 10 years old. Yeah. So obviously someone is trying to troll me here. Anyway, never mind. He's gone now. Let me just get that back to there. Right, okay. Scott says I reported him for unimportant, but not the negative, but the bottom option. Okay, thanks, Scott. Thanks for that. Thank you for all my fans there for getting rid of who it was. I don't know what it is they said, but who cares? They've gone now. Right, anyway, back to us, Don. Looks like Jamie can't join us, unfortunately, so I'm going to disappear in a couple of minutes, so we'll just carry on. And so, Maxi Boy is the world champion. Are you happy about that?
Do you really want me to answer that? Hell no.
Yeah, yes, please.
Well, you know how I feel about Red Bull.
Now, I'd just like to say about Lewis. I was looking at the championship earlier, and it looks like he's going to finish in 6th position, unless I've just knocked my microphone. Yeah, it's still working. It looks like he's going to finish in 6th position. There's a chance he could beat Carlos, who's currently in 5th place, but doesn't look likely because Lewis is on 180 and Carlos is on 200 and I think it's 207 or something like that. So don't think so. So how do you feel about that? And not forgetting George Russell. At the moment, I say we've still got 3 or 4 rounds to go, but at the moment George Russell is in 4th position in the championship.
It's been a struggle for Mercedes for sure.
Yeah. Now, there is a little bit of good news on that. I have heard, whether this is true or not, that next year they're getting rid of the no side pods car and going back to a more traditional side pod design.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Congrats. It only took you a season to figure that out. Good job, Mercedes.
Yeah, I was saying that basically from the first Hookster Talks of the year. I said, I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's going to work. And yeah, obviously they weren't listening to these streams, but yeah,
apparently they said. Apparently, Mercalli said one of their main problems is also their floor design.
Yeah.
And they said the reason why they can't really fix it this year is it put them way over the cap.
Yeah.
That's trouble. Now, what's your opinion of all that with the reaching
it's just ridiculous. It just feels to me like they gave the championship to Max in the last race to basically get it all done and dusted because they knew that all this controversy about the capping was going to come out, so they didn't want it going into it with Max not being decided as a champion. That's what just came across, because the way the championship was given to him by that 5-second penalty on Charles Leclerc right on the last corner, and the penalty which was applied literally within seconds, and yet in all the other races the FIA have taken sometimes 3 days to come to a decision on a penalty, and yet 5 seconds they decided 5-second penalty, and that's what clinched the title for Max. Was just ridiculous. It just felt to me that the FIA were just saying, look, we want this championship done because that report about the cost cap was coming out on the Monday after the race. And they just wanted it done and dusted. That's how I feel anyway. But yeah, it is ridiculous. They're still debating about what's going to happen with Red Bull. Are they going to give them a big fine, or are they going to reduce their budget for next year? I think reducing the budget for
wasn't them going over the cap last year a conversation too?
Yeah. There's also talk that they could possibly deduct points from his championship last year, which might give Lewis. But I don't know. I've said this before. You can't now start deciding championships like 10 months after it's finished. You know, that has to be wrapped up pretty much.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that, to be honest. Like, I mean, you can hold them down for next year, you know, like you said.
Exactly.
Like, reduce their available cap or whatnot, you know, make them hurt next year. But as far as stuff that's already done, I mean, you already know my opinion of last year's championship. We don't need to go there.
True.
But yeah, you can't change a decision 10 months down the road.
No, the championship is done. That, I mean, if there's a problem and it needs sorting, then fair enough. 2 weeks after the race, you come to a decision. Then that's great.
All you can do is fix the issue so it don't happen again.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the only thing you can do.
Yeah. So if they fine them and reduce their budget for next year, I think that would be good, because that might set Red Bull back a little bit, which would give Ferrari and Mercedes a chance to close back up again, which means now, whether this happens or not, I don't know, which means we could get a really good fight, a 6-way fight next year, which I would love to see. But whether that happens or not, I don't know. But I would love to see 6 cars up there fighting for the championship next year, because the potential is there. The Ferrari can win races. The Red Bull has won races. The Mercedes could win races.
It's getting closer, but
getting closer, yeah. So
like, they can't make the big changes they need to get the car a winning car this year. That's the only problem.
Yeah, and of course they're not going to make any changes now because the season's over. So why would they spend the money and risk going over the cap, which will get investigated next year? You know, for no reason, because the championship's lost. They're not going to gain anything from it. I mean, I expect all the development on all the cars now is now shut down. I can't imagine anyone putting new parts on the car at this stage.
Are you talking about like Merck or whatever? There's no.
Yeah, it must all be done now. So yeah, we will see. But as I say, if that happens, and it does,
we got Austin. I can't remember the last 3. Austin.
There's 2 in the US, isn't there? Austin. Is it Miami? No, we've had Miami, haven't we? We've got Brazil. Brazil's another one. Hang on, let me see if I can bring it out.
Brazil's South America, so that's not the usual.
Let me see if I can find it.
And we're supposed to have a season-long 24 races next year.
Yeah, looks like it. We got the United States, then we got Mexico, then we've got Brazil, and then of course it'll be Abu Dhabi, won't it, for the final? Let me just confirm that.
Yeah, that's going to be an odd one, though, next year with Vegas. It's under the lights on a Saturday night for us.
Yes, very true. Yes, so we got the USA this weekend, and then we got Mexico at the end of October, then Brazil on the 11th of November, and finish off with Abu Dhabi on the 18th of November.
But in my opinion, F1's getting a little too crazy with adding all these street courses.
Yeah, it is. It is, definitely. 24 is too much. I have heard though, they've been rotating the teams around since 2019. So a lot of people have been.
I don't have a problem with the race counts, but just general street courses in general.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
mean, I think we're getting.
They're they're merging closer and closer with Formula E. This is the problem, because and that's how I feel F1 will turn up in about 2030. That it will be more like Formula E, and you will have possibly 90% of them will be street courses, and you'll only have 4 or 5 circuits that won't be. That's my fear, unfortunately, because it's definitely turning into a lot of street course races, isn't it?
Yeah, what we got? I mean, yeah, they're adding Shanghai back next year.
Yeah. Hopefully, but they have got that zero COVID policy, so that's going to be very, very difficult to have the race at China, because just one person turns up at that track with COVID, it'll be cancelled. So it's very, very slim chance that that's actually going to happen. Because as I say, they got a zero policy with COVID, absolute zero. That means one case and they lock down everything, which I think is a little bit crazy myself, but there you go.
Yeah, this COVID shit, I mean, a little ridiculous now.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta. Lots of other countries are just getting on with it now. So actually shutting down the country when you get one case is just stupid. I mean, that was fine when it was like the first strain, which was killing a lot of people, but now it's mutated into a lesser sort of deadly strain. It's
yeah,
stupid
regardless,
to shut everyone
you're gonna
down.
have to open up and regardless if COVID's a permanent thing, you're gonna have to learn to live with it anyway.
Exactly. But there's China for
like we did with the flu.
Mm-hmm.
That kills a bunch of people each year.
Exactly.
We don't shut down the world. We don't shut the world down for that.
No. And yeah, eventually COVID will turn into like flu, and then eventually it will turn into just a cold, and that will be it. Everyone who gets a cold every year will just basically have COVID, but that's all the serious as it'll become. It's just a cold. So yeah, there you go. But there's China for you. So yeah, so China may be on the calendar, so we may get 24, but it's going to be very risky. But yeah, we will definitely have 23 next year. Yeah, and lots and lots of street circuits. I mean, was it Jeddah? I can't count how many we got now. We got a lot. Jeddah, Monaco,
I can go to
Singapore,
Baku.
Yeah. There's a lot of street circuits now. Definitely.
Let's see how many were on. While we're on that topic, Dave. Yeah, we have Saudi Arabia,
That's one.
Miami.
That's two.
U.S. Miami. Monaco.
That's three.
Baku.
That's four. Singapore. That's five.
Didn't get there yet.
All right.
Yeah, Singapore.
And Abu Dhabi.
And Abu Dhabi. Yeah.
There you go. 6 are now street circuits. Not good.
I actually thought it was going to be a little higher than that.
Yeah, I did actually.
And
I thought it was more than that, but yeah.
And then next year, guaranteed 7. Because I'm in Vegas.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You see, every new track they're put on the calendar now is a street circuit. So eventually, all the other circuits are going to get pushed out, aren't they? So in about 5-6 years' time, it'll probably be a 50% ratio of street circuits and normal circuits. I can see. Which will be a shame.
Yeah, I can understand having a few, but
I want to know how they can justify now doing these night races with all the lights, because surely that must use up a lot of electricity. Just a theory. I know they're like low energy lights, but to light up a racetrack still must cost quite a bit. So I don't know. How do they justify that? Especially with this energy crisis going on. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there, Don. I'd just like to say thank you very much for saving... Sorry?
But no, before you go, but I'm just saying one big thing F1 needs. I think refueling absolutely has to be added back in F1. Not going to, but
yeah,
I really think
I'd love refueling. Yeah, I'd love refueling. But yeah, as you say, it's not going to happen, unfortunately, because we've been there several times.
That can happen in any racing series. The reason why they stopped it,
exactly.
IndyCar, and they didn't stop. IndyCar doesn't stop refueling.
Nope. But there you go. There you go. Anyway, thank you for saving the stream once again, Don, and we will hopefully see you back on Monday.
As of right now, I should be there Monday. No issues right now.
And yes, you can bring a friend along as long as his name's not Dave. It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, I gotta get with Joe about that. Adding him to the URL.
Yeah,
I gotta get with my buddy this weekend. So
yeah, that's all right. If I were you, I'd message him now because it'll be Monday before he gets back to you.
Yeah.
It's only Thursday, so I'll get your messaging now. Yeah, but yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. I'll say just call him Mick or something, or I don't know, Simon. That'll do. But he can't be called Dave. I'm sorry, it's company policy. Can't have two Daves in the URL.
We can,
as long as the other one's not called Dave. Is his user has his username got Dave in the title?
No.
Oh, that's all right then. Doesn't matter. Yeah, you can join. Yeah, no problem. As long as it doesn't say Dave in it, because obviously mine's got Dave in it, so you know it's me. But yeah, you can join it as long as his username's not Dave. We don't discriminate against that.
So we're gonna have to, when we say Dave or whatever, we're gonna have to start calling you Hook.
That's it, yeah. But yeah, I don't mind about that. He can come in as long as he hasn't got Dave in the title. So that's great. Right. Hang on, I've got some messages. Scott says the only street tracks are Monaco because it's Monaco, and Singapore because it's a massive test of car, man, and machine. Thanks, Scott. Just Jamie says Don. Oh, this is a message for you, Don, from Jamie. Don looks like a new man, and no, he can't just bring a friend along. He needs test driving. There you go. He needs test driving. That's why I should ask Joe now. But Joe's pretty good about test driving. You know, just if you message him and he gets back to you, just get your mate to do like 3 laps with him on Monday, and as long as he's all right doing that, he'll be in. You know, because Joe's a bit lenient. Yeah. As long as you can sort of drive in a straight line, you're usually in. You know, he's got very low standards as Joe.
Yeah, I know someone who has a problem doing that.
He's got very low standards, so he might say, "I need a test drive," but just say to your mate, "We'll do that on Monday." I say, couple of laps around the track, and you know, Joe will say, "Oh yeah, you can come in and it'll be fine." So don't worry about that. But yeah, just mention.
Yeah, and he's a clean racer, so don't have to worry about that.
Oh, that's all right. Oh, well, if you say that to Joe, he probably won't even bother with the test drive then, because you know it is the end of the season, and Joe has won the championship anyway. So there's not really any sort of problems in that department. So yeah, bring you along. We'll call him the man with no name, as long as it isn't Dave. Jamie says, well, yeah, he let you in. LOL. Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. I'm incensed by that, Mr. Jamie. Absolutely incensed. In fact, I'm going to leave the stream right now because I was going to leave the stream anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, yes. So thank you, Don, for joining us on another Hookster Talks, and we will catch you hopefully on Monday with your mate that's not called
Yeah,
Dave.
like I said, yeah, it's like as of right now, I told Joe I'm hoping to be I should be back this. I'm hoping to be back this week. Like right as of, things are right now, I should. And plus, I'm going to Martinsville next week, so job was offering a little overtime, so I was trying to pick up a few hours
Oh, I see.
while it
Yeah,
was available.
I get you. I get you. Okay, well, we will see you then. And thank you very much for
Yep.
joining me tonight. Thank you, Don. Thank you, and good night. Okay, well, that was nice to get someone in. So thanks to Don there for joining me on the stream, and thanks to all you lovely people out there who joined me tonight. Yes, I'd like to thank Jamie and to Scott Barnes as well. And I'm just scrolling up. Will F1 was in there, of course. Matthew D'Souza. Who else did we have? HRD, don't forget HRD. Mr. Plynel Plessy was in there as well. Thank you, sir, for joining me tonight. And I think, and Joshua Pooley was in there. I can't go up any higher on the stream, so if anyone was there at the start, I do apologise. And I probably won't remember you anyway, because I'm very old. But anyway, yes, thank you very much. And a special thank you for Mr. TB Bear for joining me tonight. Don't forget, get your votes in for the new Prime Minister. Make sure it's Boris. I'll tell you what, if he gets back in, oh my God. The country will explode, won't it? The country will explode. What the hell's going on here? Looks like my tablet's going bananas. Shut up, tablet. Yeah, all right, whatever. Go back. Anyway, so thank you everyone for joining me tonight. From me and Mr. TB. Have a nice Grand Prix, as I say. Treat it as, as the fight for second place, because that could be quite exciting with Charles Leclerc and Checo. So that could be something to look forward to. And have a nice week. I know there's a lot of things going on in the world right now. In fact, so many things you might think that we're currently living in the Matrix. I personally think we are living in the Matrix. I believe that none of it's real, and eventually we'll wake up with a load of tubes stuck in us and all that gooey stuff and go, what the happened there? Yes, I believe none of this is real. We're all in the Matrix somehow, because I just can't believe what's been going on. Anyone remember 2019? Yeah, remember that year? It was pretty ordinary and average and boring, and nothing much was going on. And the most people were complaining about was what was on the TV at the time, wasn't it? And then 2020 came along with COVID, and everything's gone to shit since. Yes. Sometimes I can't even imagine we're actually in 2022, to be honest. Yes. It feels like the 1940s at times. But anyway, hopefully, things will settle down a bit. But unfortunately, they're not going to settle down a bit this year because there's too much going on. But hopefully next year, some things will settle down. I hope so anyway. Well, you can all hope for this, but whether it's going to happen or not, I don't know. But anyway, everyone out there, stay safe. More importantly than that, stay sane. Yes, don't let any of this stuff try to get you down or to try to upset you either, because that won't solve anything. So try and be okay. One of the things I've learned recently, after a little sort of my anxiety's come back, I actually got this from a self-help book, so it's quite interesting, is try not to worry about things happening in the next 6 months, because if you worry about them now, in 6 months' time, it still won't make any difference whether you were worrying about that in 6 months' time and whether you're worrying about them right now. Try, if you can, to take every day, one day at a time. One day at a time. Wake up every day and think, right, let's take care of the shit that we need to do today, and then we move on to the next day. Don't try and worry about what's happening in 6 months' time. Otherwise, that really will do you nothing. It really will. So yeah, just try and take one day at a time. That's what I've been doing for a pretty long time now. Just taking one day at a time, get everything dealt with, and then move on to the next day. And that should see you in good stead. And we'll worry about what happens down the line at a later date. Whatever happens, there's not a lot we as the public can do about it anyway. In regards to everything going on in the world, you've got prime ministers resigning. You've got that thing over the other side of the continent that I'm not allowed to talk about or even mention because I'm on YouTube, but you know what I'm talking about. Hopefully that'll get resolved, because nobody wants this. Nobody wants this at all in the world right now. This is probably the most unsettling time for everybody for about the last 100 years, or at least since wartime. This is quite possibly the most unsettling times that we've had to experience in a supposed peacetime. But let's be honest, the world isn't at peace right now. Definitely isn't. So, but as I say, try not to worry. Take one day at a time. Get your shit that you need to do every day done, and then move on to the next day and see what happens after that. That's all anyone can do. And as I say, try not to worry about things in the future 6-12 months down the line, because if you do that, you really will put yourself in a really bad place. It looks inevitable that things are going to get very bad in about 6 months' time with regards to energy bills and stuff happening over the other side of the continent. But whatever happens, there's nothing we can do to make it go away. Absolutely nothing. We're just the public. So yeah, if you're worried about anything right now, just try to take one day at a time. And please, for God's sake, don't ever feel that you can't talk to anybody about any problems that you have. There are loads of services out there that will help you if you're finding things a struggle. And I know there's a lot of people out there right now who are finding life a huge struggle, and don't be afraid to seek help if you need it. Anyway, this has been Hookster Talks. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. You have been awesome, everyone, and I will catch you in the next video, which will be tomorrow. It's a Carmen Jordan special. Yes, I'm sure you'll love that. Anyway, thanks everyone, and I'll catch you later.